Jeremie's come up with a new way to heal and honor and transmute energy he would like to share with you.
I wasn't planning on it, but
Oh, I thought you would totally sneak it in anyway.
I
So I
probably
just
would
thought
have.
I would open with it and give you the
Well,
opportunity.
It's that Hawaiian prayer, Ohana Poyo Loco. Or Ohana Mauna Pia. I don't get it right. What is it?
The family of crazy chickens.
Yeah,
that's well, if you know, you know. We're going to talk about healing and honoring. You will know you've reached a new level of relating when you can do this. So this is chapter 7. It's called Healing and Honoring. And it's basically the understanding and acknowledgement that you can be grateful for your relationships after you've healed to a certain point. This may sound like complete crazy town if you're still wanting to be vindictive and evil about your ex.
Not anyone watching us.
Yeah. But when you can get to a place of gratitude, it may not be the kind of gratitude that you would expect, but gratitude for the journey and the lessons and your own growth, your own understanding, your own ability to process and heal what you've learned. That's the gratitude we're talking about. So the first piece of this is recalling why it began. Remember meeting that person and what it was like and how excited you were and what it felt like and all of those initial honeymoon feelings and all those chemicals and hormones that happen when we meet someone. We're drawn to them for that journey for a reason. And when you can kind of sit back and think about what that was like, however long ago it was, have a little respect for why you initially were drawn to them, what you saw in them, and that part of them that you see that was so perfect, because all of those things are still there. And at this point, if you've healed your relationship, you can see that that person is inherently still a human that deserves love. Whether or not you're going to be the one loving them is up to you. But when you can understand that you did choose that at some point, then feel that gratitude for it. And then the journey of that journey with that person, gratitude for that. Whatever it looks like, however long it was, having gratitude for what you went through, what you created, all of that is really powerful to understand that that was a part of your human journey, your lifetime. That was a novel on your shelf that you wrote with that person, and it deserves gratitude. And it's you already did it. You can't change it, so you might as well say yay about it. I think that this is a tough piece for a lot of people because it does take letting go of the resentment and anger and frustration and memories and just things that didn't work. You have to get kind of past that to understand this. And if your relationship was really, really abusive, this probably won't apply. So obviously shouldn't have to be said, but it probably needs to be said. If you're in an abusive relationship where your life is in danger or anything like that, this isn't where you need to be. You need to be finding professional help and probably legal help. So if you're watching this at this point, you should be at a place where you've already done a bunch of work on this and you have a deeper understanding of why your relationship happened, or this will land on you very, very wrong.
Yeah, and another piece of this is that regardless of whatever you may think of your past self and what they let themselves into, however you're framing it, you still are a good person. There was still some gold in your personality and in your behavior and in who you are as a person. And that didn't just, stop existing because you had a relationship that's run its course. It may have ended great, it may have ended bad. It still means like there's some part of you and the ex, if you're willing to even see it, there's gold in them too.
Yep. And wishing them well on their journey forward, whatever they're doing is how you can honor them. You don't have to be part of it. But there's also that piece of redefining your relationship. And maybe you do have a situation where once you get through the emotions and the feelings and the grief, that you can be in each other's lives in some capacity. I know tons of people who have that dynamic, and it's great. When you
Yeah.
can put the past behind you and redefine your connection to someone, you have an opportunity to do something new. It's kind of cool.
And there's no timeline on that either, so don't try to make one.
No, absolutely
Don't
not.
like in 2 years we will be friends again. No, I
You
know some people that took like 15 years, but they're great friends right now.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have changed a minute of the 15 years it took to get there. So
So this is a time for you to also really connect to and have gratitude for yourself. Honor yourself for this work you've been doing. Forgive yourself for going through this and attracting this and choosing this, because you know you choose everything that you go through, but you can also forgive yourself for everything you go through.
yeah, no, we're not saying you chose, like, nobody deserves abuse.
Right.
Nobody deserves, we're not talking extremes here. Nobody deserves that, and there's nothing you did to deserve to be abused.
Yeah.
In any direction.
This isn't that conversation.
Yeah.
This is you choose relationships for a reason. If you choose to stay in them or you choose to leave them, we like to see that there is always a choice. Obviously, in some cases, there is not a choice, and that is a different situation.
Yeah, and you know what the big secret here is? You know what the relationship they're gonna have no matter what? It's with themselves.
Absolutely. That's the key here.
That's your lifelong relationship, and that should be your focus.
You're the common denominator in all of your relationships, whether they're romantic or friendship or whatever. You are the one person that is consistent through those. So in this space, the other piece is to be alone and date yourself.
Yep.
Don't go jumping into another relationship. Really spend some time with yourself. Be very gloriously selfish. Do what you want. You don't have to answer to anybody right now. Just do what feels good to you and find your truth again, find your happiness again. And then when you're in this space of joy, you can see your relationship more clearly from the outside. So in that beginning piece where we talked about, you know, you writing that gossipy letter about what really happened when you broke up, you're going to feel different after you've done all this work and this processing of these emotions. So when you can look at it and say, well, what's true is that I've learned this and I'm grateful for this. We know I kind of wanted to blame them for this, but it was actually this. You know, there's this clarity that you get when you process through this.
The whole idea is that you come out of this better, more fully developed, more self-aware. More of your gold is growing as opposed to your shadowy stuff. Because when you go through a journey and you've learned from it, you can't help but be a little more evolved, and that's the whole idea. So spending time alone, God, it's such a blessing when you do it right. And spending time alone doesn't mean bombing yourself with alcohol or trying experimenting. Like, whatever you got to do to be happy, obviously go play with it a little bit, but don't drown out the silence, which is your subconscious and your gut and your intuition all finally going, whoa, he's listening. Look, she's listening. And they're going to talk to you. And when they do and it scares you, deal with it. Because otherwise, why don't you just expect to have the same thing you just went through again?
Yep.
Date yourself.
That is the last piece of this chapter, which is identifying what the purpose of your connection was.
Yeah.
And whether it's a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I mean, to me, a multi-decade marriage is a lifetime. That's a very long piece of your journey. So whatever it was, identify that connection. And if you can see like why I was in this, and was it destructive? Was it beneficial? What did I learn? Once you can see that clearly and you understand that that purpose is valid, you can choose whether or not to do that again. The next chapter is all about breaking cycles. So if you find that you do keep going into these relationships, and now maybe you've gotten to this place of healing, you have to think about whether you want to do it again and choose that cycle again, or whether you've actually grown and evolved out of having that. You've gotten the lesson, You figured it out, you no longer need to choose someone who's going to cheat on you because you found your own self-worth. Whatever your story is, you don't have to continue creating the same crap.
Yep. So we'll see you in the next chapter, talk all about it.